Of course, you've seen the news. It's been wall-to-wall on NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. Well, of course on Fox. Osama Hussein Mohammed, the known terrorist, 10 days now. 10 days this has been going on. 47 years old, exchanged gunfire with Missoula County Sheriff deputies along a logging trail on Saturday, or Sunday rather, a week ago Sunday. Turns out that this guy had as he fled into the woods, this known terrorist, he had stashes of food and weapons along the way. He tried to kill several police officers as he left. In fact, he said to one of the police officers, "I'm not going to be taken down again." Why again? Well, because he'd been arrested before. Reading from the MSNBC story here, authorities found ammunition packed inside the Jeep's engine compartment. Shades of I forget the guy's name now, the Muslim bomber in Times Square. Ammunition packed inside the Jeep's engine compartment and in another vehicle associated with Osama Hussein Mohammed, this notorious terrorist, as well as 2 stolen rifles and a magazine of handgun ammunition on the ground where he fled. Police officer Dominic said he was prepared for a confrontation. It was not a high-speed chase. He drove purposely onto the logging road, and he engaged the deputies with 1 to 3 shots. In other words, he basically said to the cops, "Come get me." And then he tried to kill him. He's the former leader of a terrorist group in Missouri known as Project 7, named after the number 7 on the license plates in Montana. He, again, reading from the MSNBC story, Project 7 allegedly plotted to assassinate local officials, go to war with the National Guard, and overthrow the federal government of the United States of America. Back in 2004, this guy was arrested for possessing illegal firearms, possession of a machine gun, being a felon in possession of a firearm. Federal prosecutors, quoting from MSNBC, federal prosecutors argued that he led a group that amassed machine guns and explosions. It's been 10 days. They're still looking. The latest report from the Missoulian here by Gwen Florino of the Missoulian. Nobody's seen the 47-year-old since authorities found caches of food and weapons in both vehicles at a campsite. But one guy says when he drove by the Lumberjack, this is the landmark in the area, he saw somebody sighting in a rifle by the side of the road. Carl Joost, who lives up Petty Creek 3 miles from where this guy disappeared on June 12th, says, we're doing work outside now, but certainly we're still cautious at night. Everything's kept locked up. And Joost said his .357 Magnum is always close at hand. I'm sure you have heard this story about this known, previously arrested, machine gun toting, weapons, bombs, the whole bit, sworn to bring down the government terrorist, Osama Hussein Mohammed, all over the media, right? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on just a second. I'm sorry. I got his name wrong. His name is David Burgert. B-U-R-G-E-R-T. He's a member of a white militia group called Project 7. Everything else is true. Now, think about that for a minute. If this guy had been a Muslim, or even if this guy had been, some remnant from the Black Panthers. Remember when 3 guys showed up at a polling place and one of them was holding a stick and it made the national news for 4 days? Not Muslims, African-American terrorists. If he was a Muslim terrorist, national news for days. But no, this guy's a white Christian. He's the Tim McVeigh variety. Have you seen it on NBC, CBS, ABC, MSNBC, Fox? What am I missing? CNN? You heard it here. There is a known terrorist loose in Missouri. He's been on the run for 10 days. They found several caches of food and weapons that he stashed along the way. They are looking for him. He tried to kill several police officers, took 3 shots at them. This time, said he's not going to be taken alive. He has sworn to bring down the federal government and to kill local government officials. Why is it that if it was a 7-year-old white girl who was missing, it would be wall-to-wall coverage? But if it was a 7-year-old black girl who was missing, probably wouldn't hear much about it. Why is it that when it's a 47-year-old Muslim who's arrested for doing something, it's wall-to-wall coverage? But when if it's a 47-year-old white Christian guy, nobody reports on it. Did you know that of the 87 actual, known, stopped, or arrested terror incidents that have happened in the United States since 9/11, more than half of them have been done by people who had nothing to do with Islam whatsoever and had nothing to do with people of color whatsoever, and by and large were never reported? So when are we going to hear the story of Osama Hussein Mohammed, of David Bergert? This isn't a double standard. This is a this reveals the heart of America and what we need to do to fix it.